relation. Although there is no exact relation between the two selections, Hooper's message was clearly expressed in A Rose for Emily, as she erred a lot without noticing or even discovering or recognizing. And actually, she is innately sinful, as the rest of human beings. And people are sinful and incredulous to their sins. Even though Nathaniel was pessimistic in public reforms, he didn't see to the public and showed his intrinsic signs of strength as he followed the American dream, Southern Winter Dreams, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Apparently, although he was a bit pessimistic, he did never give up. He was living a life. Really, it was a hard life for a person, as he was deserted by everyone. He was lonely for the rest of his life. He was even fearing looking in the mirror and seeing himself, as he believed that this veil made him look bad. But actually, he didn't care about anything, and he focused on his goal. One humanly trait expressed in both selections was that people prefer escaping to facing. They would talk all day long about an issue, but hush and repulse as they meet a person and have a chance to speak of it out loud. Irony and foreshadowing. Both selections have situational ironies. Miss Emily killed Homer, although she loved him. Hooper was deserted by his fiancée, although they cherished each other. What vindicates her true love was that she was his nurse on the deathbed. Although many years have passed, she still reciprocated his love. Emily refuses to pay taxes because Colonel Carteret told Emily's father that he would get out of paying them in exchange for loaning the town money. And I said this part before, apparently. This is an example of dramatic irony, as we know that he was tricking her, but in order to help her, but she doesn't recognize this fact. There are elements of foreshadowing, a lot of elements of foreshadowing actually, in William Faulkner's selection, as his complex character, of course, is expressed, and as he started actually the selection by Miss Emily's death. So that's why there are elements of foreshadowing a lot and flashbacks a lot in order for him to explain her life. Paradox and pathos. A recurring symbol in the story is paradox between light and dark, with light symbolizing goodness and dark symbolizing evil. Hawthorne uses the descriptor pale face to sharply contrast the difference between dark and light, the dark and light visages of Hooper and his congregation. Let the sun shine from behind the clouds. This part sheds light on the difference between the sun and the clouds, actually, as Reverend Hooper's face was the sun, and the clouds was the clouds actually symbolized the veil, as the sun's rays always pass, as the sun's rays always reach everything on earth. But if there are clouds, they would hinder this and would obstruct this and would apparently shield the sun's rays. That is actually what happened. As Reverend Hooper was loved by everyone, was sharing this love, actually reciprocating it with everyone. But as he wore the veil, as the clouds approached, actually everything was cut and was shielded from his face. Have patience with me, Elizabeth. This part, when Parson Hooper said this proves that he is an ordinary person behind the black veil, and actually it appears to us with comparative themes. Actually, is the he chose eternal judgment than mortal judgment, as he thought that this would be more valuable. Reverend Hooper. Actually, leading by example in isolation and despair. This part is a bit having comparative theme and is a bit ironic as well, as he sought to be leading by example, but apparently isolation and despair is what happened. So that's why this is a bit ironic, as not what he wanted actually happened completely.